Okay?
Okay.
Hopefully, we're back.
Are we back in sync?
Are we back?
Are we back in sync? Because Periscope did freeze on our end for a brief second.
It did.
Yeah, we're back?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Les Max.
Yeah, we good? Thanks, Main Street.
Good.
Okay.
We're going to give everybody else a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Cole. Well, thank you for coming back. Yes.
Periscope loves us, Dustin. It just loves us.
How you doing? Good. Zymox, I think that's how you say that.
Zymox. Yeah.
Welcome. So Dwayne, hey, Miss Lolita.
Yes.
So Dwayne was discussing about just men shutting down. And so, oh my gosh.
Do the dirty. That helps oftentimes. But I don't want that to be your go-to move to get your man to communicate.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be. Okay. Doing 57.
Man.
Doing 57. It helps. It breaks down walls. It breaks down inhibitions. It releases endorphins and all that other scientific stuff and causes our muscles to relax. And, you know, she knows afterwards she can ask me pretty much anything. The answer's probably always going to be, yeah, okay, whatever you want, babe. You know what I mean?
Well.
But we don't want that to be your go-to move
to
communicate.
At all.
Okay? What about if you're in a public setting? Now, I ain't talking about you freaks out there. Because y'all try to do 57 even then. But I'm talking about honestly, when you're in your public setting and you really need to get something handled and time is of the essence.
Yes.
You all have communication is just like any other thing. Like I said, because we're not raised to communicate, we have to be trained to communicate. Now, I'm not talking about like a dog training. I'm talking about like working out training. Do you understand? It's an exercise. Communication is a muscle that must be exercised.
So listen, you guys, about 3 weeks ago now, we did a marital vision plan for you and your spouse, right? And the purpose of that is to open up communication for you and your spouse.
You're right.
One thing that we preach on Marriage for Real is that what? We are the team, right? And so you need to know the player on your team a lot better.
Yes.
And that's what the marital vision plan will do. So I think Miss Lolita has it and a few more people on here have it. It is a wonderful plan to help you and your spouse, whether it's really good, but it really helps to open lines of communication.
It starts a discussion.
Yes. And so if you haven't received the marital vision plan from us, please email us at marriageforeal@gmail.com and we will email that right over to you. That's marriageforeal.
FOREAL.com. Yes. Okay. And we want to get that to you.
Yes.
Like I said, communication is a muscle that must be exercised.
Yes.
All right. And you don't want to start off like any other exercise. You don't want to start off with some really heavy lifting because you're not going to get the results that you want. All right. Try little things, you know, to get him or her, because sometimes females have a hard time communicating.
We do.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dustin, for putting that up. Sometimes, you know, females have a hard time communicating. And so you want to start off with the light lifting. Okay. Yes. Making sure that your spouse knows that their perceptions and their input matters. Okay. And that it's sincere when things aren't heated up. Mm-hmm. I've found out that when we've had productive conversations outside of the heat of battle, that can be our arguments, okay? It makes those battle moments a little less hard, a little less difficult.
Yes.
Because we've had open lines of communication prior to then.
Yes.
You understand? On little things, be it groceries. What we're eating for dinner? Well, what you want tonight, babe? What do you think about just learning how to have conversation?
Yes.
Okay. Outside of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. That is great. Thank you for that.
Outside of the heat of the moment. Okay, those conversations need to be.
She said, "You know what? I'm an open book. He faked the funk." Well, you know what? You're married now, and so what I would have told myself at 8 months into our marriage. Mind you, guys, I was 19 when we got married, right? So by the time we got married, and 19 months in, I was married and had 2 kids. Right?
We hit the ground running.
We were like, woo! Okay, like we did it. We fast forward life like 1,000 times. And so you can imagine going into marriage like that. It was some real issues. But what I would have
That's true, Main
told
Street.
myself 8 months into my marriage when it got tough, and it did get tough, was
Out the gate, Dustin.
hold on.
Yes.
And I know that I think it was Nikki who said that people who are emotional, you cannot tell them not to be emotional. Granted, but there are times when we have to be more mature than our emotions. Because we feel away, women, it don't make it right.
Does not make it right.
Because you feel that way, it doesn't validate.
If you all are feeling this, let the hearts flow.
It doesn't validate what's going on. We are emotional. That's how God made us. But our husbands can't handle that all the time, because sometimes what we have will come out as emotion, our tears, and what they will have come out as emotion is anger.
Yes.
So we really have to be
Thank
mindful
you so much, Sister Lolita.
that we are two people
Yes.
coming together, trying to become one, and it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be smooth. It's
Yes.
not going to be smooth. You're talking about one of the fundamental principles of a successful marriage. Anything that's fundamental is not easy. Okay?
Yes.
Anything that's foundational is hard. If you think about the foundation of your house, it's made of some pretty sturdy stuff. It took a lot to lay the foundation that your house is built upon. Do you understand? How much more so your relationships? Okay? Communication is one of those foundational pieces.
It's a must.
Okay? It's one of those that's a cornerstone of these again.
Wow.
Yes. Are we still in sync? Because we froze on this end. Are we still in sync? Because I want to know. Yes, and marrying the right person. You know what? Believe it or not, though, marrying the right person is ideal. But you have to get to the point that once you marry that person, they are the right person.
Yep.
Once you've got to that point, they're the right person. Now you have to navigate all that stuff. See, one of the hardest things I think we've had was...
No, you're not on sync.
Yeah, see. Yeah, okay, we're going to keep going because we're going to be wrapping this up soon. So I'm sorry for not on sync.
We are so
it's
sorry,
Periscope because it froze on
sorry.
It froze on us. But one of the things you have to learn how to do, which was hard for us, we spent the early part of our lives trying to change one another.
Yes.
Instead of learning how to navigate the differences that identify us to one another. You understand? My job was not to change her.
Yes.
My job was to empower her and to endorse her and to edify her and vice versa, but not to change her per se. Do you understand? I had to learn how to navigate the person that is Toy.
Yes.
That is significantly different than the person that is Dwayne. Do you understand? And that's where we get a lot of conflict, not knowing how to navigate those differences.
Yes.
Do you understand? Our differences actually make us a stronger unit.
Yes.
They really do. My kids often say, and it's funny, we have less in common
than we have in common.
And our kids think it's funny. They think it's hilarious because we have very little in common outside of our love for one another, our love for the Lord, and our love of our children. You understand? But everything else is learning how to navigate the individual.
Yes.
I've learned how to embrace her differences. The things like she said it once. She said it beautifully. The stuff that I once thought was cute and adorable became annoying after 10 years. You understand? And vice versa. The stuff that she thought that was just, oh, that's just him. Ain't he cute? Got on her daggum nerves.
It did. It wasn't
10
cute.
years
It
later.
wasn't cute anymore, you guys. And it's here's the thing. And I know that we preach this, and I hate to keep saying preach. When you get married, it is one of the most realist, if that's a word,
Yes.
grown up relationships that you will ever have.
Yes.
And it requires something of you that you don't innately have.
Naturally.
Say, for instance, being a parent, it is easier to be a parent than it is to be a spouse.
Yes.
My kids can do 1,000 things to me, and there is nothing that they could do to make me want to walk out that door on him.
Right.
That's not natural.
Period. And there's going to be a level of concession that comes with acknowledging parental dominance that does
Yes.
not exist oftentimes in marriage.
Yes.
Okay?
However, this brother can do some things to me that make me not want to drive home after work, or make me think, brother, figure out dinner for yourself. Okay?
Really?
I mean, but I'm sure I
How
do.
you really feel?
Well, it's
No.
true. But I'm sure I do the same thing. I do the same thing.
Yes.
Y'all, I took his debit card out his wallet, did not tell him, and I still can't find it. Like, really? Like, really?
I'm going through tolls. I need gas. And I'm panicking because I'm looking for my card. She didn't hijack my card out my wallet.
Because I couldn't find mine at the moment. So that's like stuff like that. But then, y'all, there's some real serious stuff. So it takes a level of something that is not natural in us to make it work.
It's not natural, believe it or not. There's nothing natural about compromise.
It's nothing. It's not.
Compromise.
Nobody gets anything they want.
Compromise is intentional. It's deliberate.
Yes.
Okay, because our natural state is to get what we want. Period.
Yes.
That's everyone. Everyone. I don't care how altruistic you are. I don't care how much ministry you do. I don't care how many homeless folks you feed and how many houses you build with Habitat for Humanity. Our latent instinctual habit is to get, I want what I want.
Yes.
So when I want it, okay? And when she comes to me with, well, you can't have that. It doesn't fit the budget. It doesn't fit our plan for our marriage. Now something unnatural happens. Now I have to put my big boy drawers on, okay? And I have to look at the bigger picture.
Yes.
And I have to step outside of myself, okay? That's not a natural thing.
Yes. It's
not natural for anybody to be that way. Okay? And if you're in a relationship, I've said this once before. If you're in a relationship where one person is getting everything that they want, that means that somebody isn't.
Yes.
And now you're in trouble.
Yes.
Okay? Because you're operating all outside the realm of compromise.
Yes.
You're operating all outside the realm of symbiosis and synchronization. If you're getting everything you want in your relationship, somebody is suppressing. Mm-hmm. Somebody is lessening themselves to a degree for the sake of peace, okay, or whatever, or fear. We hope it's not fear, okay, and allowing you to continue in your individuality, in your full selfness, and it's going to come back to bite you. We've seen it.
Yes, it will. It absolutely will.
You know, she never tells me no. She never. I've seen it.
And it's a high five.
If you're getting everything that you want in your relationship, that means somebody isn't, and you're in trouble, and you don't even know it.
Okay, so you said you don't even want to fight. It is what it is. Can I deal with that one?
Handle it, girl.
You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight for your marriage? Then why are you on Marriage for Real? Because that's what we do.
Period.
We fight. That's how we are been married for 20 years. So we're going to use the analogy that we always use. Okay, I want to go outside. Your arm is broken. So when your arm is broken, what do? Do you just let it lay down at the side and say, arm, you just going to be broke. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to fix you. I'm not going to put a cast on you. I'm not going to do anything to support you. By the way, get away from me. Does that make any sense? No. Because your arm, that is your spouse, that is you. You are denying yourself help. So when your spouse or your partner is not where they need to be, they're not doing what they're supposed to be, your job is to do this. Come on, arm. Let me add some support to you right now. So what I think what we need to do, we need to put a cast on you. And you know what? We're gonna let you lay for a little bit, and we're not gonna put any pressure on you right now, okay?
Yes.
And we're gonna let this thing heal. But to say I don't want to fight or I don't want to help, that's the wrong answer.
That is so the wrong answer.
You can't say that this is a man that you love that you don't want to fight for.
And you can't fear the conflict, people.
You can't.
See, someone made a comment earlier about not communicating or not getting into the discussion. It popped up. It was somebody who had a green tint to their thing. But because it caught my eye, that they don't want to argue because of the landmines that lay ahead. Well, sometimes, especially in the marriage, you just got to go ahead and let them go boom.
Yes.
Seriously, because if you're in the marriage, if you ignored them prior to the marriage, now you're in it.
Yep.
Now you're in it. And you know, when I was in the military, and those of you vets, you all knew that there's actually a unit that goes out ahead and they scout out landmines and they deliberately set them off, because that's the only way to proceed safely. You got to set them off intentionally.
Yes.
Okay. Now, ideally, had you paid attention and had you not been in all your feelings prior to the marriage, you would have acknowledged those yellow flags prior to the minefield. Do you understand? Dealt with the yellow flags and then proceeded ahead in full confidence and with caution.
Yes.
But many of us, because he fine, because it felt so good to us, because they spent all this money on us. Do you understand? We ignored all of that stuff. And then we get into the relationship, and now we don't want to rock the boat and set off the landmines.
Yes.
But now you're in it. The only way now is to strategically set off those mines so that they blow up safely without destroying you guys.
He says you don't want to be the sin as a reason for the explosion. There's a difference between peacekeeping and peacemaking.
Yes.
When you keep the peace, you're keeping the peace for fear of the explosion. You're keeping the peace for fear of setting the bombs off, or for fear of hurting your spouse, or for fear of these things. We don't peacekeep over here at Marriage for Real. We make peace. Making peace is we lay it all on the table and we say, this is where we are. Now, how do we get to the end? That's how you make peace. By keeping the peace, it does nothing.
You start lying. You'll lie to keep the peace. You'll avoid to keep the peace. Do you understand? You'll suppress yourself to keep the peace. You'll sit on your voice, no matter how valid or invalid it may be. You'll sit on it just to keep the peace. Be a peacemaker, not a peacekeeper.
Yes, and we're not saying go in all bum rushing everything. Right. No, we always say you got to create a space. But you got to create a space for those conversations to be had.
But here's the thing, Nikki, 374. Then somebody blows up, like you said. But just like in the military, that special unit, they're prepared for the explosion.
Yeah,
they intentionally created the explosion so that we can now continue forward safely.
Yes.
Do you understand? So in initiating that explosion, that means I'm taking all the precautions necessary, knowing that it's coming. Do you understand? So that it doesn't destroy us.
Yes.
I know I'm about to have this conversation with her. She's about to snap.
And you know that.
I know she's about to snap. Do you understand? But there's no way around it. We cannot move forward healthily in truth, okay, and in love if I don't have this thing handled.
Yes.
So she's going to blow up. But when she blows up, this is going to be my response.
Yes.
Okay? This is how I'm going to control me. Because I know that's the key to handling the explosion. See, when that unit goes in, they make sure that all the guys that are charged with setting off the mines, that they're safe. Yes. Okay? That they have a safe distance. They've calculated the blast radius. They know what kind of mine they're dealing with. Okay? You know what you're dealing with your spouse. You know what you're dealing with. Yes. You understand? And they still proceed anyway to set off the explosion because it's the only way to move forward.
Yes.
Okay? But when the bomb goes off, because they did it strategically, it doesn't do the damage that it was intended to do.
You're not having those conversations in front of a whole lot of people.
No.
You're not having that conversation and you're attacking your spouse.
Right.
You're dealing with the issues. Hi, Mary with goals. Hi there. Damn. Yes. It's in an environment that has been created so that conversation can be had. It's very strategic, but it has to be had.
It has to be had for you to move forward.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we understand that there was a loss in the family, and so you know what? There should be greater support.
Yes. Support the injured party.
Yes.
Okay. If my leg is broken,
say that again.
Support the injured party.
One more time.
Support the injured party.
That is your teammate. We do not destroy our teammate while they're down. We understand what it's to be like in marriage when one person seems to be fighting more than the other one, or holding on longer than the other. But that's what we do in marriage. One will have to stand up and fight until the other one can get its bearings. Yes. And so what does that look like for me if I'm in that situation where I'm the stronger at that moment? That looks like me praying a whole lot.
Yes.
That looks like me.
God bless you, Glowing 1976. Thank you.
Thank you. That looks like me tending to the emotional needs of my husband.
Yes.
That looks like me going to God and saying, okay, God, what do I need to do? What's going on? That's what that looks like. That looks like me saying, okay, I know that he's under a lot of pressure right now. Something's going on. There may be something medically going on. He may be in depression.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go see somebody. But it is not me not supporting my husband.
Thank you. Yes, he definitely tries to mess things up. But just like she was saying, when you support the injured party, let's roll with that analogy for a second. Just like when you break a limb,
Yes.
okay, the cast, the brace is stronger than the limb that is injured.
Yes.
That's a moment when you got to step up and you got to be stronger than the injured party.
Yes.
That's the only way you can support it. Okay? That means we got to take that deep breath. We got to dig our heels in. Okay? Now I got to wrap her up in this love. I got to dig deep for all this love. I got to tolerate some things. You understand? It's tough. But if the cast or the brace is not stronger than the limb that is injured,
Yes.
it's never going to heal.
Yes.
I've had so many injuries, y'all. It's been ridiculous. Okay, trust me, I know that analogy works. Every brace cast that I've had was at that moment, for the moment of time that it took for me to heal, it had to be stronger than the thing that was injured.
Yes.
Okay, it had to hold it in place. It had to support it. You understand? It couldn't let it shake. It couldn't let it wobble.
Yes.
You understand? It had to let it hurt because it hurt.
Yes.
The cast let me hurt. Do you understand?
Yes.
But it didn't let it. It didn't let it break. It didn't let it reopen.
Yes.
Okay. It didn't let it fester. All right. That's you with your spouse if they're going through something.
Yes.
At that moment in time, you're called to step up and be strong enough to support the injured limb.
Yes. Because it's not your spouse going through it. It's y'all going through.
It's y'all. And if you don't feel that pain, something's wrong.
Yes.
There's not a pain that she can go through that I should not feel. Closed mouth and honest heart, faith believes it.
That's true.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
true. Absolutely.
Sister Lolita,
That's
you're right.
true.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We have to realize that the covenant that we made was not situated on the great things that were supposed to happen.
Will the environment still feel safe after there's a blow up? It will feel safe, but it'll feel tense.
Yes.
Do you understand? There's going to be debris. There's going to be smoke. Do you understand? There's going to be a hole in the ground.
Yes.
Do you understand that it's going to need tending to and filling? Do you understand? In other words, after the blow up, you're going to have to let the dust settle.
Yes.
That's the truth.
That's true.
Okay, you will feel safe, but that safety comes with the price of, all right, now we got to be still. Okay, and make sure there aren't any more mines around here.
Yep.
Do you understand? And if they are, we have to navigate those at the right time where they won't do damage. So absolutely. You know, will it feel safe? You will feel I challenge anybody. You all answer us because we're running off at the mouth. You answer us. Do you not feel better when the air has been cleared? Seriously. When you've gotten it out, when it's been said, do you not? I know I feel better.
Yeah.
When we've just had it done.
Yeah.
We did it. We put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay, we may be tired. We may be exhausted. But I'm like, okay.
We might even still be a little bit giving each other some side shade.
Yeah.
But
I feel better when it's out
so
there.
much better. Because you know what? When you're holding on to something and you're not addressing it and something's really bothering you, all of your actions, all of your thoughts, everything that you do is centered around that pressing thing that is on your mind that you will not deal with. So every time a small argument comes up, you throw a little jab. You know what I'm saying? Every time something happens and you're not comfortable with it, you'll do something to let that person know something's going on. Yeah. But you just need to address the situation.
Yeah. Some shots fired with a silencer.
Yes. Oh, that was good.
Feel that? Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We know how it is. We know how
and
it
you
is.
just leave so much room for the enemy when things are not disclosed. And it's better for you to disclose them or have those conversations in an environment where that you created than it just come out the blue.
Yes.
And it just blow up and you are in no control over what's going to happen.
Or who gets hurt.
Or who gets hurt.
Or how much damage is done.
Yep.
Those are the ones we want to avoid.
Yep.
Like I said, if you've gotten to this point in your relationship where those minds are unavoidable, like I said, ideally they should have been avoided or addressed prior to the relationship. Okay, but now you're in it. And that's okay, because that was us.
Yes.
Now we're in it.
Yep.
Okay? And guess what? We didn't strategically set them off.
We didn't.
We didn't.
They just started blowing
They
up.
just started blowing up in our face. Seriously. And it's by the grace of God that we survived.
Yep.
All right? 20
years.
20 years. It'll be 21 in March.
Yep.
21 years in March, together for 22.
Yep.
Going on 23.
Yep.
And so hopefully we said something tonight that blessed you.
Yes.
Okay. Something.
That's true.
Something you do find out.
That's true.
We actually discussed that in our last. I think it was our last scope.
Yes, please, please, please get the marital vision plan, you guys. It will bless your marriage, and I'm telling you, it will open up lines of communication in your marriage.
Yes, we endured. And so with that being
is true,
said,
man.
we're about to get ready to sign off here. And Nikki 374, no, see all those sevens? If you all are new, that's how we roll here at Marriage for Real. 7 is God's number of completion. If you have gotten something tonight that has blessed you, that you feel that you've been equipped to go fight a little bit more, we want to see 7s on your screen. That's God's number of completion. Let us know that we did our job. That Toy and I were faithful and diligent in what we did here on our end of this mobile device. And as always, 1 should put 1,000 to flight. 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. Y'all saw that popping up with Dustin and Alita, our regular family. Yeah, 1 shall taste 1,000. 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. That's God's math, y'all.
Yes.
That's the power of you and your spouse working together.
Yes.
10,000 don't stand a chance.
Yes.
But by yourself, all you can handle is 1.
Yes.
That's it. All right.
Yes.
Trust God's math.
God math.
It works. It works. So, as always, we love you.
Yes.
We pray for you guys daily.
Yes.
Okay, every day we hold you all. We may not all know all your names. We don't know where you live. But if you're watching us, you are in our prayers.
Yes.
Okay, and we want to see you make it. Stay tuned. I know y'all been hearing this, but we've been plugging away. We got some great stuff coming down the pipeline.
y'all. Oh, we got to teach y'all how to fight.
We about to teach y'all. We about to equip y'all. Okay, we about to give y'all some goodies.
Yes.
Some freebies and some things that only you can get by dealing with us directly. Guys, we about to blow up and make this Marriage for Real thing a reality.
Thank you for your prayers.
Thank you all for your prayers so much. As always, I'm your brother D.
And I'm Toy.
And we are Marriage for Real. We love you. God bless you. Get on your knees and put your 10,000 to flight.
Amen.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Have a good night.